beautiful people. How have you been? How you all doing? Hello tribesmen, hello tribeswomen, my ever wonderful steadfast village people. How are you people doing? It's been a minute, it's been a while. I know we didn't have meeting last week. A lot has just been going on in this country, like a lot. When I mean a lot, from the fuel scarcity to no electricity to the increment of everything, including transportation, food, everything, it is affecting jobs. And for me, that is a fashion designer that needs lights to do everything. Like, it has just slowed down my work. You have to, because you need lights, you have to iron, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's just been, it's just been a madhouse in this our country, Nigeria. But still we move. And last week, it got to me. But I'm here again because I love y'all. And we are doing this together. And there's no, like I was telling my friend yesterday, it doesn't matter if somebody is 50, somebody is 60. For every time you see a today or a tomorrow, it is your first time doing it. And guess what? The other tomorrow you see, it's your first time doing it. So we are all learning on the job, and it's really not easy. We were so much in a hurry to grow up, and now we've grown up, and it's looking like the only thing we do is just fight for survival, try to get food, try to get electricity. It's just like life is just going so fast, and we're just all trying to survive, and it's just crazy. But I want to let you know something. Take time to stop and smell the flowers. Take time to stop and just breathe. Take time to stop, and just take it all in. Focus on the good side. Hi. You're welcome again to yet another episode of YA's Village. Woo! And yes, this is me in my office. I call it my playhouse. This is where I have all my toys and everything, like all my toys. Maybe not all. Somehow they are still spilling. If you're a creative, you understand where I'm coming from. This space is never enough, So this is it, and I decided to just talk to you guys here in where I have all my toys, where I just produce like all these things, where I'm in my elements. As you all know, your village Igwe is a fashion designer. She makes clothes and she makes jewelries, and best believe we are coming your way where you can support and patronize. If you're just tuning into this channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe. It is free. They're not taking any money from you. Drop your comment. Just stay with us in this village. I'm sure you love it here. Just pitch your tent, buy land, build whatever you want. You don't have a building model. If you want to build a castle, if you want to build a mansion, but just make sure that your house do not find past the Igwe house. Yeah. So today, I think life is just crazy. You understand? So today I'm here to just come and talk about something that I have seen happen so many times, and somehow it's related to what goes on in my life. Like these days it's just crazy. And I don't even blame people, because when you look at it, it is the human, I don't know whether to say our default setting. Sometimes the mind just, I think it's only normal for the mind to sometimes focus on what's lacking, what's missing, what's not there. And social media keeps making the world so small. It keeps crunching the world. The more we advance in social media, the more the world gets smaller. So you are not only getting pressure from your family, you're not only getting pressure from your immediate environment, you're getting pressure from the world at large. And it's not really easy. And I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was saying how we have it easy, And I'm like, Mom, do you think we have it easy? With everything we do in life, there's pros and there's cons. You understand? And I'm like, Mom, those days before news from another overseas or America, something will get to you. You probably, you'll be hearing it when it's almost like still. But now that everything, you don't have pressure from somebody in Guatemala. How do they pronounce it? You don't have pressure from somebody in Santorini or the Maldives. You understand? There's not that kind of pressure. But every day you wake up, Open the news, you see a 12-year-old has become a millionaire. Every day you wake up, you see a 16-year-old that just decided to sell their bath water, and before you know, they are blown. The pressure is much. The pressure is mounting, and somehow I don't know if I was asking, is this how the world has always been, or is it a new thing? There's just so much pressure on acquiring, being accepted by the general public at large, and sometimes it just takes your mind away from what you already have. There's this pressure to be socially acceptable, to have money. I mean, there are songs like, if you don't have money, hide your face. Then there's this pressure to be like, people don't even appreciate their single phase anymore. There's this pressure to just be hitched with somebody. I hear things like, Valentine is coming, where's your boyfriend? You are sitting at home, lily. I know this is March, but it was, I just had I don't know whether to say now retrospect or introspect. English be hard for me, but I'm gonna try my best. And it just dawned on me that somehow I think it's just natural, or it's just normal for the mind to always focus on what it is that we don't have, what it is that we're lacking. And sometimes, you just forget that you are blessed. I told my friend yesterday that I'm happy, I'm at peace, and I'm blessed. And she was looking at me and I said, I get it. Somehow, I don't know, our lives has been reduced to how much money we have and how successful our romantic relationship is. And that's crazy, because your life is not defined by you having a romantic partner or a significant other. That's not it. You don't have to have that for you to be finally happy. You see, people are lonely. I think people talk about relationships more than they talk about other things, and it's crazy. And it's like, I get it. Coming from the biblical point of view, you're supposed to go into the world, multiply and be fruitful, leave your father, leave your mother, cleave onto your wife, and become one flesh. But then and again, you are an entity on your own. And there's this song the Christians used to sing, count your blessings, name them one by one. So you have to, I decided to cultivate this habit to just, one day I decided to just, I think it was raining heavily, and I just ran from my bedroom into my kitchen, and I don't know what made me run. I run a lot, I just like to run, how kids just run around the house. That's what I do. I ran into the kitchen and I opened my freezer. It was frozen. There was ice had built up. There was food. There was wine, and in my little way, I had just filled it up. And then and there, it struck me. It hit me there was a time that my freezer, if the thing even managed block, God's grace, because light was crazy, and all that stuff. And look at me now. I can afford to travel 2 days, 3 days. I won't be worried about my soup. I will not be looking for who. I will keep my soup in the freezer when I come back, and all those things. And I'm like, wow. I paused to take inventory of my life. And while I know that I'm not where I want to be, God has been good. You understand? It's not easy, but growth has happened. And I sat down to just have a sober reflection of my life. And I have love. The fact that I am not romantically involved with anybody, I don't have a partner or a significant other, does not mean that I'm lacking in love. It does not mean that nobody loves me. It does not mean that, I am surrounded by love from my family, my mommy, my daddy, my beautiful baby sister that thinks the world of me, my lovely friends. And I sit down and I just imagine and I just reflect how many times these people have come through for me, shown me love, gone out of their way to make me happy, especially in December. If a year could kill by how much it hurt, 2021 will be that year for me. And I had friends that stood by me every day, showed me that they love me, especially in December, got me tickets to shows, concerts that they thought I would like, and I enjoyed myself in all of 2021. I think December was my happiest month, and it was because I had good people around me that genuinely loved me. I remember a point in my life when I used to pray that if I could find a friend that treats me at least 1/4 of the way that I treat other people, I'll be happy. And it's just, you keep looking for these things. Sometimes they're around you, and there's this thing about times and seasons. You meet new people people, then sometimes it's just like there's a change in the dynamic between my relationship with my dad and now he's kinda, now he treats me like it. So that's the thing. Sometimes timing is very important. You understand? There are people that have become so important to me. I didn't just meet them yesterday. They have always been there. Maybe they are working on themselves. Sometimes people have to work on themselves for them to be able to be there for you and all that. But in all, I'm grateful. I have lost people along the way. I have gained. I have cried. I have wailed. But time and life has a way of sifting the chaff from the original stuff. And if you actually stop to count your blessings, you will see how much blessed you are. We all have love. You are loved by your family, by your friends. You are loved. Even there's a woman that sells fries opposite me, and I greet her and she tells me, my beloved, my beloved. And when I say, hey ma, how are you? Even when I'm buying, when I'm not buying, and she tells me, I love you, good night, okay? That is love. Of course, she might not die for me because she has her children to die for, but that's love. That's love in different forms. But in all, that's love. It's pure. I don't have to do anything for her. You understand? People just like you, people just love you, people help you. I hope I'm just passing this message the way it is in my head. But basically what I'm trying to say is stop. Take inventory of your life. Count. Check. You will see that life is not that bad. And because you're single, you haven't had that partner yet, you haven't gotten married, you're asking God, when? Am I adopted? Am I a gate man? Am I, just stop and think. And you will see that you are blessed beyond measures. And, they say the good things comes when you're not looking. Stop. Sometimes when you focus your energy on something, there's a line from I love Tony Braxton. And there's this song, How Could an Angel Break My Heart? There's a line from that song that really caught me. You say, she said maybe she wished so much that she wished the love away. And that's true. And somehow it's applicable in life. You want something so much. You pray for it so much. You wish for it so much. And sometimes you just wish it away. You put so much energy wanting it so much so that, sometimes it just stop. Breathe. Do life. Focus on yourself. Give love to the people that love you. You understand? Do what you need to do. Walk. Take it easy, slow. And whenever you see yourself going back into that space to want to solve for something that you're lacking, that you don't have, focus on the things that you have. Focus on the achievements that you've gotten. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Somebody like me that was struggling to break snails, I couldn't break it. Then I saw somebody that helped me broke those snails and washed it for me. That's a win there. You celebrate those kind of wins. You understand? And I'm here talking to you guys today in this village meeting. You people keep listening to me. I don't know. And that's a win. Do you understand? That's a win. So just let us all try to focus. It's not easy because that's not the way. I feel like that's not the way the mind is wired. The mind always just goes to what we're lacking. But try and be dragging it to what we have, what we've gained, and you will see that it's not that difficult. We should try. And I will have taken I think one day I should take you around my house and I'll show you all my sticky notes. If you can see behind me right there, here. I don't know if it's clear. You see my sticky notes? I put the sticky notes around to remind myself. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I wake up and I don't read it. But there's something that I've come to realize. Happiness is a daily subscription. Not only is it a daily subscription, it's also a minute by minute, per second, per hour subscription. Because guess what? You must have renewed your happiness subscription in the morning and you step out of your house and you try to use public transport and somebody annoys you, maybe a driver or a conductor or a market person, and you vex and your day is ruined. Guess what? You have to subscribe and renew that subscription right there and then. So it's an hourly, minute, secondly, daily thing. So you have to just make this conscious effort because nobody like this. Life is just, one thing I've realized is that life is lifing. Sometimes we go through stuff. I remember last year I was wondering, am I special? Am I the chosen one? Am I being punished? But I just realized that life is lifing. You're not special. Life is not being partial to you, or it's not being biased to you. It didn't choose you out of everybody to just be mean to you. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. Life. So why don't you just do what you're supposed to do? Live it, and don't just let it swallow you. Don't just let it swallow you. Don't let it defeat you. It might break you. It might bring you to your knees. It might knock you down. but don't stay there too long. Try. Take your time, cry if you must, wipe your eyes, and come back on. Just focus on little things. Like, try to hang on, hold on to the things that bring you happiness for dear life. For dear life. So this is just what I've come here to tell you guys. I had a bunch of things going on in my head for me to talk to you people about, and I mean, it's just jumbling, and it's just, but this one has been there and has been nagging and nagging and nagging. I wish I could just take a microphone and stand in the center stage of the world and tell people, focus on the good things that you have. You have love, you are loved. You didn't just fall from the sky, and if you look around and there's no, you just keep, be that thing that you want to see. You crave for love, you want love so much, you want some, I'm sorry my voice is going low because I'm getting so emotional. Be that, work on yourself. Take this time for somebody that really take this time to work on yourself, to file yourself, to mold yourself into the kind of partner that you want. And when you're not looking from nowhere, that thing you've been looking for, it just hits you, slams you in the face, and then you are shook. He go choke you. You can't close your mouth. You'll be like, until I come your way next time for another village meeting. It's nothing but love. I love you guys so much, and keep just being good people, being kind people, and try and eat plantain porridge because that's what I'm going to cook. I love you until I come your way next week. I love you. Bye.